Hello, and welcome to another episode of This Is Not Lane Lambert's Year.
Nope.
Why not?
What's up, man?
What's up,
How we
buddy? How we
doing?
doing? I
Doing
don't know,
pretty well.
man.
I'm happy it's not 11 a.m. like we were supposed to do today.
Are
'Cause,
you hungover?
not really, but I woke up today and I'm like, I don't really don't feel like having a beer in the morning. Just one of those
Well,
days. But
well, it's almost one
now,
there now, right?
now it's
So,
12:45. So
yeah, yeah.
no, but I saw this in the store. I know I'm not supposed to be doing Connecticut, but I saw this at the store and thought of you. This is called Fuck Dry January 2. I guess it's the second edition. Abomination, North Haven. I think
I
it's
like
like a
it.
triple IPA. Yeah, 9.7. So here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a good show.
As
I
usual.
like it. I
Let's
uh,
get weird.
I I definitely did dry January up until Friday night, and I almost wore this hat today. So we'll put this hat on for the short term. So had tickets, Lakers Nets in LA on Friday
Yeah.
night. Rolled up, went to a nice dinner before the game with the wife, and I'm 44 years old. She's 31. She's like, we're at a nice fucking steakhouse. I want a glass of wine. I was like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you. And she's like, I mean, well, it's just it's one glass of wine, two glasses of wine. Like, the problem is don't go back and don't go to the game and drink 1,000 beers and then drink all day tomorrow and then drink all day Sunday. So I'm happy to report I had two glasses of wine. We went to the game. I drank nothing. I drank nothing yesterday. I did have the fucking worst hangover I've had in a while off of two glasses of wine. I guess because
Really?
my body was cleanish. I
Yeah. See,
also had my
I'll never
yeah.
quit.
No, exactly. You're just You're just pickled. You're pickled.
Hmm.
But Brooklyn was the one nice thing about this past week. They were like 2-10 going into the Lakers game.
Yeah, they've been butt.
Like, and dude, I mean, you want to talk about like today's NBA? It was 65-62 at halftime, and the Nets aren't like some offensive juggernaut. So that just
No,
tells you
just
how
D optional, huh?
little the Lakers play defense, and that's why they're 21-22. I mean, you got AD and LeBron, but they played zero defense, zero. And
I watched
D'Angelo.
some of that game actually. That after the Isles debacle.
I did not watch the
I
Alex
should have checked
debacle.
in.
Thank God. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was there. I was watching. We had great seats. Um, it was 65-62 at halftime. We definitely left at halftime. I will tell you why. Because we are fucking parents, and it was like the game started at 7:30. I'm going to sound so old right now.
No,
The game.
and you're an LA sports fan. You can't deny it. All you fuckers like show up the third inning, leaving the
That's not
sixth,
true.
right?
That's not true. That is not true. For the
I know.
Dodgers,
I'm
that is
giving.
100% true.
Yeah.
The Lakers is
No,
LA's
it's
team. Like
yeah.
everyone loves the Lakers. Even
I'm
like
just kidding
I got
around.
a
I had
I
to
got a
take a shot at
buddy.
the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, I mean the Dodgers. Yes. Well, the hard part is let's dissect a few things you just said here because I'm not defending LA sports one bit. What I am saying is there's no good way to get to any of these games at a
Yeah,
decent. You either have to get there fucking three
3 hours
hours ahead
early
of time. So we
or
literally
third
got
inning. Yeah,
yeah. So we got to the Staples Center at 4 o'clock for a 7:30 game because
yeah,
if we left on Friday any later, we would have left at 5:30 and gotten there at 7:30. It's fucking stupid, man.
yeah,
There's no good way to get there. That's why Kobe used to fucking, RIP used to take his helicopter and he'd land on the roof. So if you've never been to LA Live, there is a JW Marriott and then a Ritz Carlton right next to each other, which I don't understand why they didn't just make it one or the other.
right.
But there's the Ritz Carlton and the JW Marriott are the main hotels. It's where all the players stay. It's where all the players park their cars for the Lakers. It's where Kobe used to land his helicopter on the roof of the Ritz, take the elevator to the basement, and then walk underneath the whole like it's like a big. They call it like the Xbox like pavilion now, but it's just this big place where they have the skating rink in wintertime like they do
Yeah,
in New York City. And
yeah.
you'd walk
Is
it.
this the outdoor part where they have like concerts and shit, or
Yeah,
is it?
it's
Yeah,
yeah. So there's the crypto.com arena, there's the Peacock Theater, and then there's a bunch of like restaurants, right? So it is a cool spot. It's
Yeah.
like definitely, but it's like, dude, you go, and then the convention center is like 2 blocks away. But
Right.
you used to go 2 blocks in any direction, and it's not a very friendly neighborhood. And
Right.
it's still, maybe you can go 3 blocks now before it's not friendly. It's not great. So you stay there, right? They built this little oasis, but
Yeah.
there's so to the dry January point, we get there and we're like, fuck, it's 4 o'clock. The game's at 7:30. We had dinner at 5:30, and there was some fucking black tie event at the JW for some conference. So it was like 100. It's like 1,000 dudes from Aon Insurance Company, all in black tie, getting ready for their. I'm assuming it was probably their
Those
Christmas
guys know
party.
how to party.
Oh my god, dude, it was stupid. It was so fucking stupid. It was, and
Those Aon guys are legends.
that company definitely needs to work on their like male female ratio. It's definitely like 9 to 1 dudes to females.
Yikes.
But anyway, we were like, what the fuck? We were walking around doing dry January. We're like, what the fuck do we do for like 2 hours? You know, we had an
Yeah.
hour before dinner. Like, what do I do for an hour? Normally, we'd pop into one of these bars, we'd have a drink, and then
Post up.
go to dinner. Yeah. So we did the fan fest, which was cool. We got to meet some Lakers girls and did
Nice.
pop a shot. I won, and on a last second buzzer beater, I beat my wife
Nice.
14-13 on pop a shot.
You
I
gotta let her
almost
win
lost, though.
sometimes.
No, I didn't even try to let her. I almost fucking lost. High school basketball, fucking.
Alex, I could see Alex balling. I could see that. I don't know if she played, but
She did not. She's not a sports. She's not a sports person. She was a black belt in Taekwondo, so she would fuck.
there it is.
Fuck both of
I knew
us
there
up
was something there.
in a fight. You know, if we had
That is good to know.
walked a little too far away from Staples Center, I would have been hiding behind her.
Nice.
But yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
but that's the reason why it's so, you can't get anywhere. Even if you are like 20 minutes away, traffic here is insane, dude.
It is.
It's insane. It's so stupid. There was no foresight when these roads were built, and there's no public transport. There is public
No.
transportation, but it's
No one uses it.
it's
There
kind of
never will be.
worthless. No.
And
So
Elon's not coming to save you with that tunnel bullshit either. It's not happening.
I don't know. I don't worry about that. But
Yeah.
the good news is we went to the game and we left early, not because we're LA fans, but because we're fucking parents of a 1-year-old. And leaving we left at 3:30. We got in at 4:30. We walked around. We had dinner. We had a couple glasses of wine, and we watched the first half of the game. And it was a good game. It wasn't, we were only
Yeah.
down by 3 at the half, and
A lot of scoring.
my eyes were like, I was
You're
doing one
knocked
of
out.
these.
Yeah.
And she was doing the same thing, and I was like, should we leave? Yes. Okay. Let's beat traffic. And I'm like, now I understand why my parents did that every time when we went to the games back in the day.
Honestly,
So-
you're doing all right for the first year. The fact you guys are actually going out sounds like an accomplishment. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know, but it sounds like an accomplishment. And
it's been good.
and you overslept this morning too.
I
Gotta
did.
point that out.
I did oversleep. We should have, like you said, recorded this 2 hours ago, but you didn't want to have a breakfast beer, so I somehow.
Oh, it worked out. I'm not complaining.
I somehow knew, through.
Yeah, sending you signals.
That's right. But the baby woke up at 5 a.m. screaming. I think she was starving and she wanted some milk, and so we gave her milk and we keep making the same fucking mistake. We get up in the middle of the night and then we're like, well, we'll just bring her in our bed and she'll go to sleep. But the baby does not want. The baby is me in so many ways. Like I don't want to say my baby has ADD because I hope it doesn't have ADD, but it's looking kind of in that direction. And so the baby cannot fucking sit still when she's awake. She just wants to fucking run around and go crazy like me. And
which is good, by the way. You don't want the opposite.
No, it's definitely a good thing. No, she's awesome. So much fun. But at 5 a.m, when we just all want to go back to sleep and we bring her to bed,
fun. Yeah.
She's like flipping and flopping and screaming and sitting up and laying down and trying to get comfortable and kicking everybody. And she headbutted me twice today, so she got a big old dome like her dad.
Nice.
So So yeah, man. So finally, at 6, Alex was like, "Can you just try to put her back into her crib?" And I said, "Sure, no problem." So I went and put her back, and she went right back to sleep. And I'm like, "This is dumb. We just need to do this going forward. Baby does not need to come into the room." So yeah, that
Yeah.
is. It's been my morning, Doug. That was my weekend. Dry January. We had a
Fuck it.
little. We had a fucking shower. A little shower in dry January, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
man.
okay. We're
Look,
gonna get back on the horse and finish strong.
self-imposed chains that when you break them, you'll just feel bad. I mean, I kind of skipped the whole charade. It's not like I've been drinking a lot, but it's January. I'm in Connecticut. It's like 10 degrees out.
Yeah. What are you
Why would
supposed to
I?
do?
Right.
Right.
Plus,
Right.
there's some pretty good football on. I guess at least the second game yesterday. Um,
Yeah. Well, they
I
were
s-
both good. They were both good.
I slept through the second half of the Texans game.
You missed the whole game. That's
So
why you said it
yeah,
wasn't a good game. Yeah. Yeah. I
Jenny's like,
mean,
yeah, you didn't miss anything, but
the first half was good. The Texans played really good defense.
yeah,
They got to Lamar a bunch of times. D'Amico was showing off his
yeah.
prowess as a D coach, and these guys were. I think they sacked him 3 or 4 times in the first half. They had a couple 3-and-outs,
Hmm.
but then they went. Harbaugh. Harbaugh's been a coach for 16 years, since
Yeah.
2008. We talked about it last week. The guy, I think, is he the longest tenured coach in the NFL right now? He
Well,
might be. Maybe Tomlin's longer. That might be the
yeah,
only. But
technically Tomlin, although they shuffling him out, but yeah,
yeah,
Carroll
I
and
don't.
Belichick are gone, so
Right. So I think he's up there in
yeah,
terms of longest tenured. But he went in. They drew up some plays. Lamar came out, and then see, and that stadium's hard to play in.
oh god, yeah,
It was so loud. He's
great
a rookie.
fans,
Great fans. He couldn't. That's one of the few places I've been to numerous games at, and like
yeah,
it shits on the Meadowlands or whatever the fuck it's called now.
it
So
definitely does, and the link, um, although like everything shits on the Meadowlands. um,
yes,
what was I
yes,
going to say? What a story though for Houston. Yeah, what a great year for
yep,
Ryans, as you said, and obviously Stroud, Nico, and the gang. So they'll be back.
yeah. They have all the pieces. They got the defensive end. They got the left tackle. Looks like they got
Oh
the
yeah,
franchise quarterback. They got the
Anderson's a
stud number
beast.
one receiver. They got the number two receiver. They got a decent tight end. They got,
Yeah.
their defense is good. It's not great, but it's good. It's good enough, and their offense is good. And the only thing they're really missing is like a good running back. So I
Yeah,
think that's
Singletary
somewhere that
flashed this year. He had a good year.
he's not. He's okay though. He's
I
okay. I don't
wouldn't.
think he's
Yeah, I wouldn't
like
call him a franchise back, but
no. Yeah, I think he. I
you'd think
think
that Pierce and him would work on paper. But
Pierce just fell off the face
yeah, he
this
did.
year. So I don't know if he had some nagging injuries, but I expect them to spend some money on a running back this
Hey,
off
they can have
season.
Saquon. Give us some picks.
Yeah, there you go. Or they can have Dalvin Cook. Oh wait, he's on the Ravens. Fucking great signing
Yeah, your
there.
boy got in the game yesterday. I heard his name.
Yeah, I think he got two plays. But
Anyway,
cool.
good to see Lamar win a game. It'll be fun next week, whoever they play. I cannot wait for tonight. Bills Chiefs. Biggest matchup maybe of the playoffs so far, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sorry, I
And
was
I am
finishing
rooting so
my
hard for the
protein shake.
apocalyptic Detroit Buffalo Super Bowl. For an apocalyptic year, we're going to have an apocalyptic Super Bowl. Please make it happen. Thoughts?
Why do you want that?
Oh well, I don't want to. I'm just thinking
Are
about the
you saying
teams left.
apocalyptic year because Trump's going to win the Republican nomination and we're going
Uh,
to have to deal with that all year?
yeah, I mean it's likely, right, that people are
They
going to
haven't.
be angry no matter what happens in November. So why not have the fucking Detroit Lions and the fucking, pardon my French, dad, Buffalo Bills in a Super Bowl just to kick off the madness?
I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it
I know,
happening.
I know, I'm
I
hoping for it. Um,
I am not hoping for it because then my pools, I have
oh,
not gone that route.
no one cares.
Yes, no one cares, but I would like to win some money.
I mean, San Francisco is a little shaky. By the way, that was a good game. Props to Green Bay as well, kind of like Houston in the NFC.
Dude, Jordan
Hell
Love.
of a year.
So So you touched on two big things here that I want to talk about, especially from our standpoint as shit New York fans, right?
Mhm.
Shit New York football fans. First is the the actual like ability to get the quarterback right, surround him with like good coordinator and a good staff, a good rookie staff, and other picks players in place to springboard that team from like a rebuild into the playoffs in 1 year is fucking possible because the Texans were trash last year.
Dog shit.
They had the number 2 pick and they were trying to tank because they had to get rid of Deshaun and all his dead money off of the fucking books. They had to
Which
trade
they
him,
did masterfully.
which they did. They did very masterfully. They had to trade him, and they had to. They had no quarterback for the last 2 years. They had
Yeah.
to roll with him on the roster 2 years ago, and they started Davis Mills, and then they had him last year, and they started Davis Mills again. And Davis Mills might be a fine backup in the NFL. He had some moxie coming out. He was a highly recruited guy that went to Stanford, just had a bunch of injuries, but I don't think he's an NFL starter. I think he's going
No,
to
he's kind
be
of just a guy.
yeah, he's might be a decent backup at some
Yeah.
point in his career. But CJ fucking Stroud and God, dude, you look at the stark difference, right? Like the Cardinals had the number 1 pick, Bryce Young, who I was not a huge fan of because of his stature. He is 5'9", like 175. You're taking hits from 300-pound men in the NFL
Yeah.
at full speed.
No, yeah,
But
you were
even
making this point during the draft last year.
Yeah, and even if
It
even
was,
if he does, so I'm digressing here. Even if he does turn into something good, the injury risk is just so high, right? But and I wasn't like championing C.J. Stroud. I was an Anthony Richardson fan.
no, like everybody was kind of fading Stroud a bit. I mean,
Yes,
sleeping on him at least.
yes.
Jesus.
But anyway,
Yeah.
he had flying colors throughout the whole thing, and everyone wanted to, it was Ohio State, it was the coaching, he had
Yeah.
3 NFL receivers. I said some of these things,
Right.
but
Well, we all did.
the guy, look, I mean, his poise in the pocket is for a rookie. I was very impressed yesterday. I mean, he is Denver. Baltimore was, coming at him from
It's
every which
yeah,
angle.
really
It's a
hostile environment, as you mentioned.
and he was
Yeah.
not panicking. I will say the last, he's trying to march down the field and he threw that. No, that was Jordan Love. Never mind. Sorry, I'm confusing
Yeah.
games. But
No,
he
that's all right.
he was rolling to his right, getting rid of the ball, throwing it away. Like he didn't make a lot of mistakes. I don't know if he threw any interceptions. Didn't look at the final stat line. I didn't see any, but he played very well, and it shows that you can do a rebuild if you are smart about stacking assets, not spending stupid money in free agency on players that are usually past their prime. Most players don't hit free agency unless they are not wanted by their old team, right? But if you can build through the draft like the Texans have done and make some smart moves and pick up some under the radar guys, I mean, fuck, dude, we drafted Blake Cashman in the 6th round of the draft like 4 years ago. And the guy's starting for the Texans in a very similar defense to what Robert Saleh plays. And we traded him for, I think, a 6th round pick to the
Yeah.
Texans. And
Wow.
I don't know. You're telling me that guy couldn't do exactly what C.J. Mosley did, or what? I mean, Quincy Williams was an All-Pro this year. He made the Pro Bowl, I believe. So maybe not him. Maybe that was the reason why. Maybe he just was blocked, and we traded him for whatever we could get. But I
It's a
don't know,
deep
man.
defense, but sure.
I don't know, man. But so anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, as a New York team, it can be done. You can reboot in
Yeah.
1 year if you hit everything right. And my second point is, Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 4 years, right? 3 years or 4 years?
At least, right?
4 years, right? Because he signed his 5th-year deal and then an extension this year, I think.
Yeah.
And
That sounds right.
the guy looks great. He looks like one of the next top 5, 7 quarterbacks in the NFL for years to come. He's only like 26. It's not like he's 26 or 27. It's not like he's old. He's got at least another 10 years to play in
Yep.
the NFL. And he looked great. He made the terrible mistake of rolling out and throwing across his body. But that game, he was trying to make
Yeah.
something happen. He was trying to rush, and that weather was trash.
Oh, it's dog
But
crap. But
dog shit. Yeah. So
yeah,
anyway, there's something to be said for letting a QB not get thrown right into the fire, a la Zach Wilson.
yeah.
Who knows? And Sam Darnold. Who knows what
Well,
those two guys could have been?
especially with no help. That the Jets kept doing that with, yeah, as you said, without giving the guys any support.
Right.
And honestly, I don't know. Like Jones is whatever at this point, but you could argue the same thing. It's a good point, and God, yeah, this Jordan Love thing is fascinating because it is bucking that trend. It's the old Steve Young thing. Remember, he was the backup for. Remember, kids. Remember the '80s. No,
I
but
mean,
like,
Rogers was for Favre. That was like the
yeah,
last guy I can think of that sat for. I think Rogers sat for 3 years before he played. And then
yeah,
Love
pretty
sat. So
much.
Green Bay has a process for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He didn't. Did Dak sit at all before
No,
he played, or did he? He
I
came
think
right
he
in,
was a
right?
rookie,
He was a fourth round pick
fourth
rookie. That's
round.
right.
Yeah, at Ole Miss or Mississippi State. I forget which one.
I think it was Ole Miss, but
Yeah,
I don't know off the top of my head.
whatever.
Whatever.
So yeah, so you got the Chiefs winning today.
I don't know, man. The Bills have been hot, but they've also been ugly hot. I
Yeah,
don't know how to explain that. Like, they pulled every game out, and it's gone down to like the last, you know, 5 minutes of the game in a lot of
yeah.
them.
And
I
speaking
mean,
of bad interceptions, God, Josh Allen loves doing those in the red zone.
yes,
He loves
yes,
to
but
do
I
it
think
so much.
I think
Yeah,
since they put Brady back or put Brady in as the offensive coordinator,
right.
he has re-simplified that offense. I think Dorsey was trying to get really cute and like take it to the next level, and I'm sure Dorsey's a very um, brilliant offensive mind, and he'll land somewhere. But I think what Josh Allen does is similar to what like Lamar does. I don't think you don't want to overcomplicate it. Like,
You
let
don't
the guy fucking
overscript him. Yeah.
yeah, let the guy run. He's going to do some stuff ad libbed. He's going to be able to roll out and get outside the pocket and extend plays and
Hmm.
throw the ball downfield, and that's what makes him so dangerous, right? So
Right. But
if
he's
you want
he's
to be,
but compared to Mahomes, he's a total wild card.
yes, I think, but
Mahomes
I
is not
think
that sloppy with the ball.
I don't know. If you watched a
Yeah.
lot of Chiefs games this year, he has
Yeah,
looked
well, yeah, he's had an off
awful.
year. He's
Well, I mean, he's
both of these
also
teams are kind of like whack this year, but here we are.
yeah. Well, I think the
So
Chiefs had a couple of benefits this year. They play in the worst or second worst division in the AFC, right? Because the Chargers were
um,
garbage, the Broncos were
yeah,
garbage, and the Raiders were kind of garbage until Pierce took over,
yeah,
and they were
Raiders and
still
Broncos had some weeks, but you're right, it
they
was
turned
pretty
it on, but
crappy.
they had such bad starts to the year that
Yeah,
it took a lot to
and
recover.
San Diego face planted pretty much by October. You're right. So
Drink,
oh shit, I'll finish it.
but I agree. Yeah, and then the Chargers coaching staff was just ill-equipped.
Whew.
Brandon Staley. He'll end up back on the Rams as like the linebackers coach and become the defensive coordinator when somebody leaves. And Sean McVay's got to.
He was the Sean McVay guy. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the D coordinator the year the Rams won the Super Bowl,
All right.
and then they took him in down in L.A. So he didn't go very far and became the head coach of the Chargers, which didn't make any fucking sense to me. But I think Harbaugh. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. Coaching carousel. Where do we think
Yeah.
people are going to end up, my friend?
The hell's like? Let me ask you something first. Is Atlanta really this marquee destination, or is blank just offering like a blank check?
I
He-
think it's a combination of the both. I think Blank is getting old.
yeah,
He's got unlimited money, and he wants to win a
he wants
championship.
to win.
And the best coach in NFL history, or one of the best coaches in NFL history on win loss record, is available.
Might be
And
washed, but is available.
I mean, 76 years old. He hasn't done anything without Brady in his entire career. And um, yeah, and I think the Atlanta destination is huge. They're missing a quarter. I think. I
Right.
think it just depends on what you want. In Atlanta, you have everything but the
But
quarterback. You
Harbaugh
have a good
is
defense. You have a
yeah,
top
he's
pick at tight end, running back, and wide
got some
receiver.
great skill, players.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a I don't know how good or bad that offensive line is, but their run game is,
The run
it's
game's
ready to
good.
go. Yeah, and
It's a 1-2
and
punch.
everyone's
Yeah,
on pretty much rookie or like, there's no big. I don't think they have a
yeah.
like a salary cap issue. I don't think there's any so they can afford to like go do something, right? It
Go
just
add.
depends
Yeah,
on what are they going to do. And I think that Blank has probably made it known to. My guess is he's told Belichick like, I will spend all the draft capital I have to go get someone like Justin Fields because he looks like he's going to be available for and come down
oh, Chicago, come
if
on.
that's the guy you want, right? Or if you want some
Yeah,
other, I don't know who else it would be, a Belichick guy, right? I
man,
don't know.
Justin in a dome would be fun.
And he's from Atlanta, and
Yeah,
with those weapons, I mean, he has
yeah,
never had
that
anything
that'd
in
be a fun
Chicago.
team.
It'll be a really good team. It'll be a really good team. I don't love Justin Fields, but I don't know if he's a championship caliber quarterback.
I'm
But
not saying he is either. It would be a fun team. I didn't say necessarily good.
right,
Fun offense.
so I don't know. You bring in Belichick there, or do you bring in Harbaugh there? Does Harbaugh end up in San Diego? He likes California, and if you remember, he was in San
Yeah,
Francisco, and
that's what I would bet on. Harbaugh going there, but
I think so. I think Harbaugh is going to end up in L.A.
San Diego.
Santiago, a whale's vagina. I
Mhm.
think uh I think Vrabel's gonna end up in Seattle.
Okay,
Randomly think that for
Vrabel
some.
should get a job.
I thought
And
he was a shoe in to get the New England job, and then they
yeah, yeah.
immediately elevated Mayo, who
Well, you know what? Good for him too. But
sure. I mean, that team
um,
hopefully is going to be bad for years to come now.
would
And then what
you
else?
would you be pissed if like out of nowhere Woody Johnson like bought Harbaugh?
And
Are
fired
you?
everybody.
Yeah, are you still a Salah guy?
I I don't. I like Salah. I think the one thing I don't like about him is that the team has been super undisciplined for the last 2 years, like to the point where they lead
Yeah,
the league in like pre-snap
personal fouls
penalties
and
and personal fouls. I think 2 years running. So clean that up. That is what you need to be better about as a head coach. I think none of that's going to happen, so it's not even worth talking about because
okay,
Rogers is Rogers
just
is
kind of
Hackett's
testing.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the year, dude. So either Rodgers is gonna come back and we're gonna like get in the playoffs this year, and if we don't, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like someone's head's gonna explode. I think everyone's getting fired,
oh
but I don't know
hell yeah,
because
everybody's fired. If
If Rodgers, but hold on, if Rodgers comes back this year and they go like let's just say they go 9-8 and they've just missed the playoffs,
yeah,
but Rodgers wants to play another year.
ugh.
You're telling me that Woody's gonna be like, no, fuck you. We're gonna cut you at
So
four.
you're
He's
saying
only four.
so you're
I
being
think
held
we're.
hostage by your quarterback?
I think we're tied to Rodgers and Hackett and Salah for like maybe Joe Douglas gets canned because
Yeah,
they need a new GM, but I don't think we will see a coaching change unless Rodgers is like, I don't want to
you
play for
guys are gonna
Salah
hire
this year.
AJ Hawk because Rogers is gonna
And
threaten to
Pat McAfee will
retire.
be our
Yeah,
special teams fucking coach. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be great.
exactly. Special advisor
And
to the
they'll
GM.
do the Pat McAfee show. It'll be instead of Hard Knocks preseason, it'll be like Pat
Yeah,
McAfee show every Tuesday
just
from
set up
live
the booth
from
on the sidelines, and that they'll call in plays from their podcast.
ESPN would eat it up though. They'd be like, this is
Absolutely,
amazing. Save the number.
it's $1 billion idea, $1 trillion.
Trillion. It's a trillion.
I don't know,
So I don't
man.
know, man. I don't know. It's always
I'll
fun to play the coaching
jinx.
carousel.
Drink to that.
Yes, Jinx play. Drink to that.
Yeah,
But
look,
I do
it'll be
think
fun, man.
the one guy I definitely think that is landing for sure. The one that I'm willing to put money on is I think Ben Johnson will end up in Washington with the Commanders. I'll put money on that one.
Why do you say that?
They
I
just
just
hired the
I haven't been
guy.
paying attention. Like, why
They
Washington?
hired the guy Peters from San Fran, and apparently he's a huge Ben Johnson fan. And
Okay,
if you look at what Detroit has done on offense, yes, they have some really good young players, but you got to make those really good young players work. And this guy, is making it work with Jared Goff as his QB. So
So much fun.
that's why I think he is going to get a head coaching job. That's just me.
Well, he's come a long way since he got busted for steroids in the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Hats off to him.
I think that was Dan Johnson. Dan and Dan.
No, that was 92. That was the
you're talking about Ben Johnson, the Canadian. You're talking about
like the sprinter.
Ben Johnson, the Canadian sprinter,
who used to fuck up Carl Lewis, but then they realized he was
so that guy
on horse roids.
That guy then played in this. I think he played in the CFL shortly thereafter.
Something like that. Yeah,
he was like a kick returner, and I don't think he did very well.
It was fastest man in the world for a bit. I mean, that's.
Hey man, I love it. So fucking, you asked me a couple minutes ago, Buffalo or Kansas City. I think Buffalo's going to win, even in Kansas City. I think Kansas City is a mess. I think Andy Reid wants to retire. I think he wished he retired after last season, but he probably wanted to run it back and see if he could go back to back. But I think he's got his 2 rings. You know, he's got his commercials. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He's got his nuggies.
He's got his nuggies. Yeah.
Yeah. What else is that? He's old and he's fat. Like, that guy doesn't. I don't know. And then just dealing with. I can't imagine going to work every day and having to deal with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes
and Jackson Mahomes probably hanging out
and Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes or whatever her name is and all that shit. Like, he's probably like, what fucking. He's a big Mormon too. I think he's probably just like, get me out of here. Get me the hell out of here.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about Andy because, God, he was a fuck up when he was first started coaching the Eagles. Like, he held that team back. I swear, like, I believe that in my heart. But
did he or did Donovan?
It was kind of like a tag team, right. But he would like just did not know how to manage the clock or timeouts or challenges for the first 10 years of his career.
He didn't know how to run the football either.
Yeah, exactly. And with some really talented backs, but you know, he's got his rings. Cheers to Andy. Not a hater on Andy anymore.
No, but I think Buffalo is hot and Kansas City is not.
Oh yeah, Kansas City, and the game's in Buffalo. That should make a difference.
Which Kansas City
everybody jumps in the
road.
pit.
When was the last time Kansas City went on the road with Mahomes? I think never.
This is his first real one. Like Super Bowls don't count.
Super Bowls don't count, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So interested to see how it goes, man. But
will you also be covering yourself in feces and jumping into a hole if they win?
No.
Oh man, you didn't read the article I sent.
No,
about the pit, the Buffalo pit story. Educate yourself before.
I will read it.
Yeah, it involves getting drunk high, doing a ton of coke and LSD, stripping naked, covering yourself in feces and fall.
Was this Drew Magary?
No, it was actually on The Ringer.
Is it a true story?
Yeah, like a fan after one of the games where they like hit rock bottom, like afterwards, because they're building the stadium like across the parking lot, the new Ralph, and he like just fell into a pit, and the cops like from the dispatch are like, someone fell into the hole. We don't know how deep the hole is, but he's down there. We can hear him. And and ever since now, and the Bills started winning after this happened. So ever since now, people are throwing themselves in the pit after every game. And this guy went into the porta potty and like I guess dunked himself, and then fell into the hole.
Oh, and on LSD?
Yeah, LSD, coke, and alcohol.
He took all this shit at the game. I can't.
Buffalo, upstate New York's no joke, man. Right? We know this, right?
I can't imagine. Like, I can understand smoking weed, drinking, maybe even doing some blow before going to a game.
Right.
But like LSD, just
LSD.
NFL sponsored by LSD. Expand your mind. I just
Rodgers is down.
He's past LSD. That's kids. That's child's play.
Yeah, but please, everybody, check the article. Thank you to John O'Keefe for sending it to me. I know Josh enjoyed it the other day. I'm crying.
I will read it today.
It's a good time.
I'll read it today. That'll be some fodder. I thought it was a Drew Magary, like why you hate our team, and I'm like, I don't care about.
Oh no. That's just preseason fun. Just get back in the
All right,
swing.
I'll jump on it. I'll jump on it today. So yeah, I think Buffalo and Detroit win today. Those are my predictions. How about you, Doug? Who's
Yes,
winning
and
tonight?
and I told you this is the Super Bowl I want. So
Okay.
come
All
on,
right. So
baby.
we're on board here. Let's go.
That said, I'm always nervous about Detroit. It would not shock me if the Bucks' stout running defense got it done today. Just saying.
Bucks do not have a stout running defense.
I thought they were top 5.
Tampa,
Vita out? Yeah, Tampa,
Tampa
right?
Bay. Pretty sure they have like one of the worst defenses in the NFL. But let's
Your
let
man Todd Bowles? What? Okay, then maybe I read
um,
that graphic wrong.
maybe I'm wrong. Someone's
If
wrong,
not,
Brett. Someone's drinking something here in a second.
yeah,
I'm looking though. I'm looking. Stats. Okay.
versus the run, because obviously Detroit's a top running team, right? Does that
Okay.
sound correct?
Defensive leaders. Yards allowed. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are third overall. Okay. But that's just yards allowed. Let's see.
Yeah,
So they
man.
probably
That's
so
exactly what I'm talking about.
passing yards per game. Tampa Bay
Well, I said
is
stout rushing D. Come on, got to give that to them.
seventh at 234 rushing yards a game. York. Oh, this isn't the postseason. No, this is regular season. This is regular season. Tampa Bay averaged. No, this is wrong. This is postseason. Hold on one second.
I don't know. I think you're manufacturing your argument right here.
No, I was looking at the wrong thing.
I
Give
don't
me a
know.
second here. Okay. Defensive regular season stats from 2023. Yards per game. Okay. Tampa Bay was 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Uh-oh.
24th overall at 344 yards per game, and they were. You're right. They're 1, 2, 3, 4. They're fifth overall in rushing yards per game. So they have a really bad pass defense.
Yes.
So you were correct. I apologize. I owe a drink. I don't have anything to drink, but when I start drinking on the show,
I think you need to pour a shot for that.
oh,
We'll wait
dude, no,
for
no
that.
more shot. That is part of my 2024. No shots. I was once known as the shot king of fucking Chicago, and I've since passed that
Ooh,
crown on to my director of sales, and I would like to keep it that way.
and
Shots,
it always should be with the director of sales. So
yes,
that's
yes,
a mature leadership decision you have made.
correct. It can't be the CEO. It's got to be the director of
No,
sales.
well, actually, CEO can buy the first round and then leave.
I'll buy the first round and leave, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to be the shot king any longer.
You
So,
reminded me. This is a really good segue. Instead of watching the New York Islanders live on Friday, Jenny and I had a nice night, randomly putting on Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which I got to say, after all this time, it's a really beautifully shot movie, and it holds up. Anyway, I get to this because they lost to the goddamn Blackhawks on Friday, capping a 4-game, like 0 for 4 on the road trip. Right? They got a loser point to the second worst team in the league, and basically, while I was watching that Sausage King scene, Abe Froman, I was like, "Well, this season suddenly is over." Wow.
suddenly over.
Yesterday, I wake up from my Texans nap and I look at my phone and I'm like,
What the fuck?
"What the fuck, dude? I love this, Patrick Waugh. What do you
Okay.
think?"
Wow.
Waugh.
I don't hate it.
I love it.
It was way past the time for Lane to get
Yes,
fired.
and I've been preaching that.
What was it going to take? And I think because after our first flop early in the season where we had lost like 6 in a row,
Yeah,
and then we came back and went like 12, 2 and 4 over the next like 18 games.
right before
Uh,
Christmas, they were really good.
yeah, Lamarillo was probably like maybe he can pull him out of it again.
Mm-hmm.
But after this road trip where we got 1 out of a possible like 8 points especially against like not great teams, like Winnipeg was playing hot, but everyone else on this road trip was beatable. I think we're
Yeah,
better than as a team, and we just played like shit. So yeah, it was time to just move on. He took the identity of the team. He tried to stick with the identity last year that Trotz had from the year before, and he just couldn't replicate it. And we were okay on defense, and we were still just bad on offense. And then this year he said, "Fuck it, I'm going to redo the offense,
Yeah.
but I'm going to sacrifice defense." And
Everybody fly the zone as soon as we have possession. Like that's basically what
yeah,
they were doing.
and so we did that, but we could
We don't
not.
have the defenders to move the puck like that. So
And we
yeah, it's a
also
bad
are
idea.
too many turnovers.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're just
it's
not
hard to make like a
playing
100-foot pass through like 6 sets of sticks. Like that's what they were
right.
trying to do, and like, but they're also making just I'm a broken record, but like leaving the front of the net just like no one in the crease, chasing pucks in the corner, like icings that when you didn't need to ice it. It just I had resigned myself to this season actually being over. And I know that's psychotic because like a week or two ago on this show, we were like, this might be the only team that might be interesting
Right.
this winter. I think they are. Patrick Waugh is such a firebrand. This is such like a over the top crazy hiring. I was expecting and bracing for John McClain to be the coach. And I was like, well, that's not going to do anything, especially after they called up his son the other day. You see that?
Yes, I did.
Coach his son on the team. It's like, okay, it's time to have dad. Yeah. So dude, I can't believe this. This is like a high profile hiring of a guy who spectacularly flamed out his other chance at this, but like 10 years ago. And he did win a Jack Adams his first year. And apparently he's been kicking ass in juniors lately. Then they won the Memorial Cup, Quebec Remparts. So
Yes.
I fucking love this hire, man.
Good. I'm glad you're
There's
fired up
going to
about
be a new coach bounce. There's going to be some fire, and I'm fascinated to see what the plan is here. Is he like the long-term Lou replacement? You got to
it.
know
Well,
that
that's
Lou has been talking to him for at least a month, right?
right.
As you mentioned.
And I think so here's I read all the stuff that you read, right? Like
Yep.
he flamed out, and the reason he flamed out in Colorado, so he became the Jack
Front office
Adams.
stuff.
He won the Jack Adams, but he was also named head coach and vice president of player operations.
Yeah, it's too much.
Joe Sakic was the GM.
Yeah.
And so the first year he won the Jack Adams, they went to the playoffs. The second year he just missed the playoffs, and this was I don't remember how the playoffs were set up, 11 years ago, but he just missed the playoffs, and then he missed the playoffs his last year, and he abruptly resigned. He didn't get fired. He abruptly resigned in August, right before
Egos, right?
the season was about to start, because he wanted more
More control.
player control.
Yeah.
And him and Sakic got into a battle, and Sakic actually won that battle. He resigned. They hired Bednar, who has been there ever since, and they won a cup with 2 years ago.
And they were a laughing stock at the time. I remember when Bednar was new. And
They had to hit rock bottom before they went back.
Yeah.
Right?
And I remember everyone was making fun of Sakic because like Duchesne, he was in an impossible position with Duchesne, and he got like everybody thought he got like cents on the dollar. Anyway, in retrospect, it sounds like Patrick Waugh did not handle young Nathan MacKinnon very well. And I mean, he's one of the best players in history at his position. So you always wonder about that ego thing and willing to listen to other people. So you have to hope that he's learned, right? Since then.
So my hope is, I think he didn't relate to. I think there was like in the last decade. I think this is my random thoughts on it.
And this is a long time ago, by the way, in sports years, like
this
2016,
like 13,
right?
14, 14, 15, and 15, 16. And he resigned at the end of 16 going into 17. So that was 8 years ago. I think about that in terms of a player's like career. Most NHL players don't last 8 years, but if you are in the league for a good amount of time, like you go from being, let's call it 22 to 30, like you're on the front side of your career to the back side of your career in that span. So it's almost a generation of hockey players that have come through the league, right? So here's what I like about this signing, and here's what I think, and let me wax poetic for a second.
Absolutely.
So I think at that time, it was a different era of player, a different brand of player, where you could be harder on them, you could be a little bit more fiery towards the player, you could
Yeah.
speak to them a certain way. Now the league is filled with millennials, right, for the most part, and even some Gen Zers, right?
Oh, sure.
There was still like our generation
Don't
10
look at
years
what
ago.
year the draft eligible guys were born in.
Yeah,
It'll
it's like
just depress you.
it's like 2004, right?
2005. Yeah.
Yeah, 5. So he I think his brand of coaching was very totalitarian, very much I'm the boss. I
Yep.
think the fiery guy you saw on the bench, and I think he would go to war with his players, but I also don't think he accepted anything less
Dissent.
than
Yeah.
excellence from and 100% from his players. And if he felt like he wasn't getting 100%, he probably let you know, called you out, you know, called you a whatever to make you motivate you in a way
Yep.
that probably is demotivating to today's
Look,
player.
look. As a player, he was a fiery dude. Remember,
Oh, dude, he used to
he
fucking get in
was.
fights all the time. If you came in
Yeah.
the crease,
Oh
forget about the
man,
defender cross-checking you out of the crease. He would hit your Achilles with his stick. He
those
knew what
those
he was doing.
battles with Osgood. Holy shit. Like,
So,
and
so that, so that
but
guy.
he
I
goes
mean,
back to like the mid '80s. Like
he came up in
he comes from a
'85,
rough hockey.
won the Rookie of the Year,
I
won
remember
his
him winning
first.
that cup as a rookie. Like I have a memory of that. So
I don't remember that, but
um,
he is the greatest goaltender or second greatest
uh
goaltender of
oh,
all time. I don't know. Do you
the
want
Devils fans are gonna call in. Watch
do we
out.
want to do we want to talk about Brodeur? I don't know.
I don't care about that argument right now. Like whatever, but
No, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
this
one of
guy's
the
not like
best ever.
he's not Lane Lambert, who was like a third line defensive like defender, who was on some good Red Wings teams, right? But right, or is he a winger? I can't remember. Right, but he
It
was.
doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know if like being a superstar makes you a good coach though. Like Gretzky didn't get it done.
I
Um,
think to elevate your,
but
what I'm saying is to elevate yourself to that level, you have to demand excellence from yourself, and
that's
in
fair.
turn, you're probably going to demand
He
excellence
knows
from
what
your
that's
players.
about. Yep.
And I'm not saying Lambert wasn't. I don't dislike Lambert. I think he lost the team. I think he made a lot of changes this year in hopes of like jump starting the offense, but he sacrificed too much defense, and I didn't think you had to do both. I
Yeah.
think I think that Wad's going to come in and he's going to be the coach, and he is going to coach this team, and he's going to be fiery. And I think going to the QMJHL and coaching this team up
Helped him.
there for the last like 8, 7, 6 years, whatever, winning the
Yeah.
cup. But you're dealing with fucking Gen Zers all day, and these
And they're
kids,
fucking millennial parents at
yeah,
this point.
and their parents. You
Yeah.
cannot treat these kids the way that you were
No.
coaching in the NHL. You can demand excellence, but you cannot treat these kids the way you probably were treating some of the people. And I'm making a lot of assumptions here. The way you were probably treating the Colorado Avalanche players in the
Yeah.
early
Okay, that was a
aughts,
young team, I
2010s.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what he learned from this is probably like he's got to be more of a coach and a mentor and a guide as opposed to like drill sergeant, right? And I don't know if he was a drill sergeant. I'm just assuming he was
Oh, I
really
know.
rough on his
Look, we're gonna
players.
have a lot to learn. I love that how there's like a game tonight.
Right.
I'm gonna have to like pop back and forth. I don't think I would have watched it at all if they hadn't done this. So
Right.
yeah, I think you and I are going to be talking about this guy for a while now. I just think initially I'm shocked Lou did this, and I'm encouraged because I really expected him just to elevate McLean. Um, wow.
But you mentioned earlier like there's some sort of succession plan. Think about that. Like the guy owns this junior team. Yes, he is coming back to coach, and he did say very clearly, "I don't want anything to do with player personnel. Like that's Lou, that's Lou's job."
He's saying that, yeah,
But do you think that Lou
he
was
has
like,
to say that.
"Come in, coach for the year. Let's see how it goes, and then when I retire, if everything goes well, I'll hand you the
And
reins, and
look,
you can hire who you want."
yeah, are we being ageist because Lou's 81? Maybe, but this is always going to be a topic. Anything Lou does.
I'm not
So
so concerned of Lou not like I think he still knows what he wants to do. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I don't think he's lost his marbles. I don't think he's like you know having any sort of like dementia or something of that nature.
oh gosh, yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm worried more about him dying in the
A couple
chair.
of those 7-year contracts is a little bit of marble loss.
I
Uh,
don't think it's marble loss. I think what he was doing
but
was, to
I
compete with the
cost
salary
control.
cap that he has, to
I
compete with these
understand
guys.
that, man, but
He had
pick
to,
better
and
players to do that
he
with.
just, but these guys, who is going to come here for a set? Like, think about Sezikis's contract. Like, no, he wasn't get. He was going to get like a 3-year, like
I'm not going to complain about Casey.
12 million. Think about what did Mayfield get? He got 7 years, like,
He got like 4 years too many.
but he got
He
7 years,
already
like 20.
sucks.
But he got seven
No,
years. Forget about that. He got
and he's
seven
been a
at
good
the time.
soldier.
At the
Yes,
time, he got what did he get? 7 years, 21 million. Is that what he got? So to get
3.5 a year, whatever the math is. So it's a
yeah,
little
so
more.
he. I mean, he would have gotten 4.5 to 5 on the open market for less years, right? So
That
Lou,
would have been a horrible contract too.
it's what the market, dude. Look at the
Yeah,
fucking guy. What's the guy's name? Is Roscoe Gudius or whatever? That guy
yeah.
got four and a
Radko
half million.
Gudas. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy got 4.5 million to go play
At
for
least
whoever
he
he plays
injures
for.
people.
I mean, dude, Mayfield on paper up until this year was a better player by far than that guy.
Okay, and
So
by the way, let's bring it back to Waugh because that is a very good point. Pellick has looked like ass this year, actually since last year. I don't know if it's injuries too. Mayfield's looked like ass, obviously. Let's see what Patrick does. I want to see this veteran team see how they react to a new coach. Do you agree
right,
with
and
that?
I think yeah, and I think they all know that Lane got fired because they weren't producing on the ice.
Oh, and by the
That
way, did you hear? I don't know if you saw Lane's post game comments on his last game in Chicago, but he was like, I think he knew he was done. And he was like, yeah, there's a ton of there. He was like, there are a lot of players on this team that are nowhere near where they need to be right now. So he was like, yeah, fuck you guys. Like, but yeah,
not wrong.
I think Lane knew that he lost the room, obviously, but maybe he was over his head the entire time. I don't know.
I mean,
The
dude,
only
he
thing I'll
was.
give him credit for was adjusting when Barzell got hurt last year, and they actually made that run to make the playoffs.
He
Uh,
also put Barzell with Horvat finally this year, and put Barzell on the wing, which we've been screaming for a year. And look at that line. That line looks amazing. That line has been great most of the year, even with Anders Lee as the Mark
yeah,
Parrish
but
of
I
the
mean,
line.
any coach could have done that once Horvat showed up.
I guess. I mean,
We'll
didn't
see.
do it last year. So I don't know, man. I don't
Do you
think
think we'll go back to like 2-1 games?
I don't care as long as we're winning, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. I'm fucking like what we've been watching this year has been such a roller coaster of emotions. It's like, oh,
yeah.
we're up 5-1. Oh, we lost
It's
six
pond
five.
hockey. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
which
not
is fun sometimes if you're like into like
if you win.
accumulating stats and shit.
But I mean,
Um,
Ilya Sorokin has been left on a fucking
yeah,
island all year.
and that's
And
kind of
like,
cool, by the way. Goalie coach, maybe he gets through to him, like reassures him, like it's not
yeah, I
your
don't
fault,
think
buddy.
I don't think it's Ilya's fault, man. I mean,
No, no,
you
no, it's
look at the
definitely not.
advanced stats,
But I'm
it's not
saying
his
Patrick,
fault.
like talking to him, yeah,
Well, if you just, I mean, it's not hard, dude. Just eliminate the amount of shots on goal
hmm
per game. You reduce the amount of shots on goal
yep.
per game, and you're probably going to do a better job of winning games because you're scoring at a decent rate at 5-on-5. So how do you tighten up in the defensive zone and keep doing what you're doing in the offensive zone, right? I don't know, but
And
I'm
not
sure
put
he'll
Matt
figure it
Martin
out.
out with under a minute left, please.
And I think that is what we're going to see, Doug. That is what I'm hopeful of. We are going to probably see Matt Martin on the bench more. We are
Thank God.
probably we are probably going to see the end of Oliver Wallstrom
Yeah,
playing, and he's gonna probably pick one defenseman and stick with a lineup and not like rotate these guys. And once everyone gets healthy, not rotate these guys in and out. Uh, and you know, we'll see probably a little bit more. I know we always rolled lines, but maybe we'll go more traditional and like the top two lines will get a lot more play than the bottom two lines,
yeah.
and something along those lines.
We,
But
we we do need to figure out what to do with Nelson's line. They've been invisible for about a month. Um, yeah, no, there's a lot of work to be done here. Mike Riley should not be healthy scratched. I'll tell you that. And
nope.
I oh, and by the way, Varley played for Wa. I don't know if that means much, but it's a little familiarity there.
Cool. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what it means long term. We'll see what it means short term. But to your point, it's exciting. It needed
it
to
is.
happen. The team
The season
was
has juice again. I mean, they are in a bad spot all of a sudden, but who knows?
I mean, it's not dire straits yet.
It's not dire straits, no,
We're in 11th place or 12th place, but we're like
but it's tight.
five, 5, 6 points out of like being in the last playoff spot.
Yep.
So if we just start playing again, everyone's going to have a couple of rough patches before the end of the year. There will be time to pick up some fucking ground. We just got to consistently play some good hockey and stop giving up all these goals and keep scoring the amount of goals we've been scoring, and it shouldn't be a problem. So hopefully this guy can do it. I don't know what his like. I don't understand hockey coaching X's and O's. Maybe you do a little bit better, and maybe you know what
I've been
he.
reading comment sections from people who claim they do, but yeah, I'm kind of like you. But I have been hitting on that thing where it seems like Lane was having the forwards activate quickly out of the zone when possession changes, and it seems like that's leaving the defense out to dry a little bit. So we'll see if they'll have more forward support, especially on the wings and the boards. But, dude, I don't know what I'm talking about. I played a little bit of organized hockey when I was like 8, and then I moved to the South. And
Right.
my other experience is pond hockey and floor hockey. So I don't think I could tell you about systems, but Jesus, Lane, vaya con Dios, right?
Via con Dios Lane. Hopefully
Hey,
Barry Trotz has a assistant coach position available for you.
do you want to try a quick grid before we go?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let me see if I can
Can you
share this.
share the screen? Yeah, come on. Let's show the audience how little we actually know.
Uh, Chrome tab. Here we go. Can we see
Perfect.
this?
We can. All right. Who was a
Wait,
Texas
hold on.
Ranger?
Okay.
Oh, this is an old one. I've already done this one.
All right. Yeah.
Do
Let's.
today's. Let's do today's. Yeah. There you go.
Isn't this the same thing?
Is this today's?
Okay. Yeah, apparently. I didn't do yesterday's. Did you do yesterday's?
No, let's do yesterday's.
All right, we got some Yankees. All right.
Okay.
How do you want to do this? You want to go like just alternating, and you can pick any square?
Yeah, go for it. You go first.
All right. So I live on the edge on this game. I don't like this is Yogi Berra, right? I'm not going to fucking say Yogi Berra,
Right.
or
So,
even this
so
one.
tell the audience how it works, though. The
Yeah.
more obscure pick you get, the more points you get. It's like golf, right?
Yes, like you're playing against the rest of the field. So this whole row is Yankees, this whole row is Nats and Expos, this whole row is Indians, and then you have to match with this, right? That's the basic thing. But when you say like played one game at catcher, I'm going to remember a guy from the 80s, Butch Weiniger. You like that?
That is awesome.
When I say it, look, see, 1%. So compared to the rest, like 1% of the people playing this game are answering Butch Weiniger.
Didn't Butch Weiniger coach the Red Sox at one point in time?
Dude, all catchers end up coaching, right? So I think we only have 1 point right now, and as you said, kind of like golf, we want to keep the score low. So yes, the goal is to get all of these right, but I play on the edge, man, because I want to get like something no one else is thinking of. With that, I will hand it over to you. The board is yours.
Oh man, see, this is I feel like I freeze up.
Yep.
Played catcher a minimum of 1 game. And Washington is also like Montreal.
Expos
right?
count. Yep. Yeah. Expos count for sure.
Let's do 2,000 career hits for the Washington, and I believe Andre Dawson. But this is where I'm probably going to be wrong.
I know. I like it. I think that's a pretty safe pick. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
And 13, pretty good.
Not great, but not terrible.
Yeah, no, but that's all right. Where are we going here? See, the best is when it's all teams. Like I feel like categories like this really restricted, right? A bit.
You're right. Like who's
this is a little tricky though. Like who made it to 2000?
Yes, that is difficult.
All right, so I'm going to do something weird again because I'm a big weirdo in this game, but I'm pretty sure this guy ended his career on The
But
Indians,
does
I
it?
hope.
So this is my question: did he have to do it? Did
I don't
you?
think it's like attained 2000. I think just in your career.
Oh, okay.
So
Then
if it's a seasonal stat though, you have to have been on that team. You know what I mean? Like
got
a
it.
30
Got it.
home
Got
run
it.
year.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay.
You think this is this guy played for the Indians?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm making
Ooh,
him read.
it
It
did.
did. Oh man,
Point.
look
See
at
that
you.
I
All
but
right.
like
All right. I
so
didn't.
half the time I miss shit like that and I get 100. You know,
Ah, okay. I see. I now understand. So when you miss a guess, you get 100 points
you get 100
immediately.
points if you just get it wrong. Yep.
Got it. Okay, that makes
But
sense.
this only got 0.7 points. So woo,
All right.
board is
2,000 career
yours.
hits for the Yankees, or played one game of catcher. I don't know if Bryce Harper never played catcher in the big leagues. I don't
Did
think.
he? Huh.
I don't know. He came. He got drafted as a catcher, but I don't
He
know if he
definitely
ever
did.
played
Yeah.
it. I don't know if he ever played it in the big leagues. I don't think so.
Like one game is quite the low bar. You know.
You know, it could be anybody, right?
Let's think of some Expos catchers. Who you got
I'm trying,
besides the kid?
right? I know. I don't want to say Gary Carter. But you could say Carter for the Hall of Fame. I wonder. People
Yeah,
would probably get that though.
that's. I mean, Dawson, you could too.
Yeah, but that's. Let's think. Let's think. Let's think. Man, I am drawing blanks. You know what? For Cleveland, played one
Yep.
game of catcher.
Yep.
Dude, Kevin Plawecki. Didn't he play for them?
Aha. Yes. Mr. Dildo himself. Whoops. Mr. Locker Dildo, right?
Yes.
Nice. Look at it. You got the point
There,
0.5.
there we
Boom.
go.
That was
There
huge.
we
All
go.
right. Oh, man. What do we do here? One game catcher.
I don't remember who the Expos catchers were back in the day.
Wait, I do. Wait, what was the guy's first name? I remember his last name. Like he was in the Carter trade.
Mike
Oh, and
Fitzgerald.
yeah, look, it gives you the years, which kind of helps you.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, that's definitely him, right? Oh, 2%.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Cooking.
2,000 career hits as a Yankee that played for the Yankees.
Anybody, like one game.
Or Hall of Fame.
It's a lot of dudes.
It's a lot of dudes.
I'm thinking about the Expos Hall of
Who
Fame.
were the Expos before the Expos?
No one.
Okay, so it's only the Expos and the Washington Nationals. What was that guy's name? Zane? He didn't make it to the Zane Smith. He didn't make it to the Hall of Fame, I don't think.
No, I remember that dude though.
I mean, Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Wasn't Pedro an Expos
Yeah,
too?
I was thinking Pedro as well just now.
But that's probably going to be all. Everyone's going to guess those
Pedro, Randy, Gary.
Gary
It's got to
Carter.
be like, oh, you know, Vladdy.
Oh, that's true.
Who else?
What about some
that
like
team?
obscure guys?
Oh, Larry Walker.
Larry Walker. What was Grissom?
Yeah. Delino
Alou.
DeShields.
Is Alou? Did Moises Alou make it to the Hall of Fame?
That's definitely a good 2000 hits guy, right? I don't know if he's in the
Did he play for the
Hall though.
Yankees? Did he play for the Yankees?
I don't think he played for the Yankees though.
Who's
I think
some
Canseco
old
played for the Yankees. Do you think he got 2000 hits?
I don't know, man. Did he play long enough?
He might not have.
Who's like some old fucking DH that came in at the end of his career?
Right.
Did Edgar Martinez play for the Yankees? No, he only.
I think he was all Mariners. Yeah.
All Mariners.
Giambi maybe.
Yeah, but he definitely has 2,000 hits, but that's easy. Same thing with Mattingly.
Oh, Ichiro.
Oh, that's a good one. Put it up there.
Bobby
He ever-
Abreu. Did he play for the
He-
Yankees?
No, but
Beltran?
Ichiro did, right? Ichiro played for the Yankees.
Ichiro definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
put
go with
him
that
in
one?
there. Let's
All
go
right.
with that one. I think that's a good, like, not thought about one.
Oops. All right. 5%.
5%. That's not bad.
Okay. Hall of Fame
right.
time.
All right. Yankee Hall of Famers that nobody thinks of. Who are some like old ass Yankees? Like is Wally
Yeah,
Pitt?
yeah. You work on the Yankees. What am I gonna do here with the Cleveland?
Is Whitey Ford? He's in.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Let's put that in there.
You want to put
Let's
Whitey in there?
Yeah. Let's see if Whitey Ford.
Boom.
No one's gonna think about that.
Oh no.
Nah, it's not
some people
terrible.
did. It's not
It's not
terrible.
terrible. Cleveland, like Bob Feller, like who are some old ass
Yeah.
Indians?
It's like Tris Speaker. Who the fuck is on the Indians? Not
Bob
Honus
Feller.
Wagner.
It's definitely Bob Feller. No,
Yeah,
Honus
Feller's a
Wagner
good
was
one.
Pittsburgh.
You know what though? Like Winfield, Murray, and like a bunch of those guys played for the Indians, right?
Eddie Murray.
Did Molitor or no?
No, he played for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, yeah. Eddie Murray, I thought of.
But Winfield's not bad. Pop him
Winfield.
in there. Let's put him in there. Let's see what they say.
Winfield.
He definitely did, right? I don't remember that. Okay.
Nice.
There you go. Good job.
All right.
And
Well,
then-
we got a lot of options here. You want to go
So
Pedro?
who was their closer? It was who was the
Ugi
guy that-
Urbina.
yeah, that guy is, I think,
Mel Rojas. Hall
Mel
of Fame.
Rojas. No, there was an old closer that we used to own back in the 80s, Howard Johnson. He owned the guy from the Cardinals, but who was
Todd
their
Worrell.
closer? Wasn't he also on them? But he didn't make the Hall of Fame.
No.
Pitchers, I mean Randy Johnson you could put in there.
Did
I
Lee
don't know.
Smith play for the Expos? He's in the
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Yep.
Do
Should we
it.
try that?
Yes. Let's try it.
Oh, this is for the Immaculate.
I think he played for
I think he did. Yes. Hey, we did it, bro. 34.
34. Okay. 16 was your last score, so not that great. But we did okay. Andre Dawson was the worst, huh? And
Yeah.
Whitey Ford was the second worst. But,
No,
you know,
this is nice.
This is a pretty good board, my friend. It's
That's a
pretty
good
board.
row right there. Good job on the
Yeah, it
Indians.
Yeah, man. All right, Dougie. It's
All
been
right,
a
that was
wonderful
fun.
show. That
Yep.
was fun. We should do that more often. And
Time killer.
you taught me something new. I thought they had to like gain the 2,000 hits with that one team.
Oh, like yeah, career stats. It could be any.
Got it.
So,
So just the obscure 1 year that they played.
Right. That's what you're going for. Enjoy the football, everybody.
Vaya con
Let's
Dios,
go,
Lane
Islanders.
Lambert.
Vaya con
Good one,
Dios.
guys.
Bye bye.